Fight fans, fight fans, fight fans. This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and we have something to talk about. Floyd, Money Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, and Saudi Arabia. Number one on the chat, salute to you, Counterpunch. 3 for me, come one, come all. Let's talk, guys. What are your thoughts? Pacquiao, Mayweather, 2, and Saudi Arabia. What are you guys' thoughts? What do we say? What do we say? Where are we at, guys? What neck of the woods are we at? Where are we? Hit me up on the chat. Kulam Caper, what's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Where we at in this crazy world? Where we at? Let's get a shout out. Graham Morledge, morning from the UK. Counterpunch to you. So I'm assuming what, it's 7 o'clock, 7:27 there in the UK? I'm assuming everyone over here is probably asleep. I am a liking, and I like it. Bobby Ramsey, Australia, shouts out to you. TJ Jones, what's going on, player? Counterpunch to you. Man, let's talk. Let's talk. Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao. You know, Floyd, he does what he does best, just like 50 Cent. He is a guy that likes to flip-flop. Now, how many times have we heard him say there will be no Manny Pacquiao rematch? How many times have we heard him say that? Don't worry, I'll wait. You know? Callum Caper, probably so, publicity. You know, publicity is one of the things that Floyd craves. So that might be that. Graham Morledge, money. That's also something that Floyd craves. You know? Good points. Very good points. He said, Counterpunch, I am working, but I can't miss this. Hey, you won't miss it. Thank you for your support. Don't get fired. You could always come back and watch it later. Stone Neil Anthony, morning, I think it's a bad idea for Mayweather. He's been out too long. You know what? I think you're right. I think that Floyd, you know what? I think it's a challenge for Floyd, though. You know, even though he looked, it was just an exhibition. It didn't even last a round with Nasukawa. Remember Nasukawa? But honestly, man, I think that it would be a challenge for him. But I'm not for any fighter that can't fight or defend himself anymore. So if he's really lost it and he's really not the same guy he used to be, or can't do what he used to be, what's the point? That's just like this. You remember when Bernard Hopkins beat Roy Jones for the second time? You know, how much credit could you really give Hopkins at that point? Sure, he done it longer, he stayed in longer, right? But was he a better fighter? You see what I'm saying? Was he more gifted? Yeah, he beat Roy because he was the guy at the time that was better conditioned at the age that he was at than Roy was. And I think he's older than Roy. Huh. Let's see. Who's older, Roy Jones Jr. or Bernard Hopkins? And ain't that smart. Let's see, I can look that up very easily. Okay, Bernard Hopkins was born in 65. And Apisai Takala, counterpunch from the UK. Bobby Ramsey, many times. Is this just to say relevant? You know, I don't know, man. You know what? He did say that shit in December. Remember that? He did say that. So, but that's been a while ago now. A lot has happened since then. Oil money. Yep. You know, oil money, you know, hey, money's money. Hopkins, I believe. Well, let me see. Okay, so we got January 15, 1965 for Bernard Hopkins. So that makes him what, 53, right? No, 54. How old is Roy Jones Jr.?
Roy Jones Jr. is 50 years old.
He has Roy, because Roy was born in 69. But even though Roy had 4 years youth on him, but Bernard could do what he could do later on, you know? So, but then again, was it the same Roy that we used to see? You know what I mean? And that was his second pro loss for Bernard Hopkins. So if Manny goes in there and beats Floyd Mayweather, would you give that total respect for Manny for fighting and beating Mayweather right now? That's if the shit happens. I mean, this is speculation. This is Roy we're talking about. We're not talking about a fighter that's active right now. We're talking about a guy that loves the spotlight. He loves the spotlight, you know, so we don't know if this is real or not, you know? I'll believe it when he's on a camel's back. He's doing a live stream in Saudi Arabia. BA13100, good morning to you. Gregory Russo from New York City, the Big Apple Bites, counterpunch to you. Anthony, money talks, absolutely money talks. TJ Jones, not much credit due to Roy, was out of the ring longer. Hopkins. Yeah, you know, I don't know. What about Manny and Mayweather? TJ Jones, I want to see Bud versus Pac-Man or Bud versus Spence. I'd rather see Bud versus Spence because those are still young guys in their prime. Errol Spence knows what he's doing. Errol Spence wants that torch, but he knows that's an easier fight than Bud, because he knows Bud is going to come with everything he has and he's fresh and he's in his prime. Whereas Manny Pacquiao is showing us the best of what he has left. That's the difference. You see what I'm saying? Like, and Errol Spence being this fresh young fighter, you know, you beat up on a small guy, then you beat up on, now you're wanting to fight an old guy. My thing with Errol just needs to fight the people that could give him problems. Fuck, why don't Errol just move up? Just move up. Fight Canelo. I would love to see that fight. You know, fight Hurd, right? Gregory Russo, love your channel. Thank you, brother. Appreciate the support. Graham Morledge, he's watching the Pac-Man at 40, still in the limelight and winning and thinking, he wants a piece of that as well. And with that being out there, you know, oil money talks. Absolutely. Absolutely. I could go for that. Lucy J, good morning to you. Anthony, there's no drug testing in Manny's fights. Well, there's no drug. You know what, Anthony, I'll tell you what. If he fights Mayweather again, I don't give a shit where they fight. It's going to be stringent drug tests. Believe that. Counterpunch. J.E., what if AJ versus Ruiz and Mayweather versus Pac-Man on the same card? I don't think so. No. Because for one, 14,000 would not be enough to host all those people. You know what I mean? Because this is, now you're looking at, the biggest heavyweight venue or the biggest heavyweight fight merged with the icons of the last 20 years? No, I doubt that. That's going to have to be on a different card. Hey, you know what? BA13100. It is good news. If Pac-Man fights Floyd, Spence fights T. Crawford. Great counterpunch, because that will get Errol Spence off the radar. You know what I'm saying? And Errol Spence will know what it's like to be Keith Thurman, because Keith Thurman was that guy that wanted Floyd so bad and wanted this fighter. He wanted one of those guys, just like Amir Khan, right? Then they couldn't get him because they were surpassed by other fighters that were on a higher stature. So, boom, there you go. Absolutely. I agree 100%. You know, LA 12. He said, "What's up, fool?" Spence should have moved up a long time ago when the other PBC fighters were ducking him. Yeah, LeBron 98-17, great counterpunch. If you have no way and they're bullshitting you, why are you waiting around? Make your own legacy, please. Just because you're with the PBC or your own promotional company, Man Down Promotions, doesn't mean if you claim not to be a slave, you can do what you want to do. That's only if you claim to be your own boss like he claims he is, right? He should move up, or he should have moved up, like you said a long time ago. So I agree. He could have been fighting those 150. Think about fighting Lara 2 years ago, Lara 3 years ago. That would have been a fucking good fight. Two southpaws, one aggressive body puncher, then a sharpshooter like Lara. That would have been a good fight. And 2 or 3 years ago, I would give it the edge to Spence 100% now with Lara, because we've seen Lara. He's slowed down. But imagine that fight. That would have been a good fight. You know, but nobody, but look, Al Heyman is smarter than that. He knows not to put this young, hungry fighter in there with an experienced Cuban like Lara, because Lara might upset this guy, because he knows how to stay back, how to box, how to use the ring. And, you know, Spence would have to break him down like he did Kell Brook. But I think Lara is better than Kell Brook. So, or especially, he was better than Kell Brook a few years ago. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, you got a point there. I heard Floyd Mayweather, Saudi Arabia is fake. Someone from Mayweather's camp said it was from an old video. Well, I don't know how it's going to be from an old video to make a Floyd fight, you know? Let's look at that again. Let me pull that up. Let's pull that up now. Let's see. Okay, let's see.
Money Mayweather, I'm on my way. St. Gracie, I want to say thank you. It's an honor to come to Saudi Arabia to sit down with you guys to talk about the Mayweather-Pacquiao rematch. Saudi Arabia, Floyd Money Mayweather, I'm on my way.
Well, it would be different if he said Floyd Mayweather fight. How old was this, though? You know what I mean? Henry Villarreal, what's up? Tafida Godzama, good morning, Kurt. How is AJ not the man on the top as PBC supporters want to criticize him? They're copying AJ. Love from the UK. Counterpunch to you. Lara Spence would have been a good fight, like you said. LeBron, it would have been, especially a couple years ago. Because I remember when Lara actually lost, it was to Jared Hurd, and that was one hell of a fight. But that's when Lara, if you can tell, that's when Lara started to slow down a bit. So, you know, yeah, hey, J.E., I'm like J.E., hit the like button. Let's get it up there. Let's get them up. Vung Guy, counterpunch to you. Thank you for joining the live chat. I'm glad you're finally able to attend. Jeffrey Duran, 9 months ago. 9 months ago. So that was, well, hell, December, November? Because I know that was before the viral video where they were both in Tokyo. So, you know, I really didn't hear too much about Saudi Arabia. I knew Floyd was in Saudi Arabia at one point, right? Riding camels, spending money, right? He had a $1 million shopping spree, as I can remember, right? Why is Ruiz giving excuses if Floyd is willing to fight in Saudi Arabia? I don't know. I mean, and here's the thing. Okay, if it's fake, it doesn't change the fact that Floyd said it whenever he said it. If it was 9 months ago when this was actually posted, that means that Floyd had intent to fight in Saudi Arabia. Now, this is Floyd Money Mayweather. This isn't Nike, any other person. This is the cash cow. This is the guy, him and Manny Pacquiao made the most money ever in a boxing ring and boxing history in one night. So if these guys can go there, and he was potentially looking at Saudi Arabia as a fight venue or as the place to be, well, what's wrong with Joshua and Ruiz being there? See what it does. We all know that Floyd is like the son of Al Heyman. We know that, right? So this breaks and cripples anything that they criticize Anthony Joshua for, or Eddie Hearn, because now you got Floyd saying, hey, yeah, I want to do that. But even if he said he wanted to once upon a time, well, Floyd was going to go there, right? Floyd visit there. Floyd had no problems. Floyd wore the attire of the Saudis, right? So it is what it is, you know. I mean, it's kind of hard to argue now when now you have videos that Floyd's talking about the potential rematch with Manny Pacquiao in the same place. You see what I'm saying? It makes no sense now. Callum Caper, sleep. Is there any news on the Wilder-Ortiz fight date yet? Nope. The latest I heard was November 29th, I believe. I believe that's the latest date. I believe that was the latest date on that. But that hasn't been confirmed, so no. CMDR, Barbecue Dave 33-3. Spence always looks tired because he smokes weed. You know something? Spence face, his face gets bigger each time I see it. Every time I see him and his face looks bigger. Like, it's like, dude, you know, he looks like a bigger guy, definitely, you know. Catacor, Ruiz trainer went from we have safety concerns to VADA concerns. Floyd is not fighting nobody. He's not losing that zero. He just needs attention. That might be the case. Absolutely. That might be the case. You know? So it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. White sample B was released, all clear. When was this? Please inbox me some sources, a link of some sort. I will counterpunch that immediately. That would be the next topic, because White's, you know, he's been shitted on a lot. And you know what sucks though? Rumors suck. Rumors they're weeds in grass. You know, they grow, but they have no substance unless you let them. Because if you look at it quick enough, you'll think the weeds are actually grass, but it's not. It's a fucking weed. It's different. You know, it's different texture, different material, right? But it grows, and some of them are green. But that doesn't mean it's grass. Just like these words, just like this article didn't make it true. But it just shows how powerful rumors are. You know, yeah, I haven't seen anything. If that would have been the case, that shit would have been all over the internet. So yeah, we're still waiting for the B sample. LA 12, I heard Spence always lands a bunch of low blows, but the ref never sees. Look, I promise you guys, on a live feed, because it's going to take a while to break down referees. Good referees versus bad referees, or should I say questionable referees and credible referees. I'll do a live podcast on that, because that is something that needs to be addressed, because referees can be just as corruptive as judges, you know? And if these referees are placed right, are bought to favor or to referee or to over-officiate a particular fighter, they need to get out of the sport of boxing. Bottom line. Didn't they claim he wasn't suspended, but they are waiting for the sample to clear? Make sense. Look, Katakor, look, this is what he said. He kind of cleaned it up. What Mauricio said, he said that he's not stripped, or he's not stripped from the rankings, but his position as being the mandatory is suspended until the B sample comes. That's how he said it. So that's what it is. That's what we have. So we're waiting for the B sample. Vic, you mean like Lomachenko Salido? Fucking right. Great counterpunch. Absolutely. That's exactly like that. Vic, look, that fight, I think, who was that dude's name? As a matter of fact, he came here and I side-eyed his ass, you know what I mean? Something Cole. I think it's referee Lawrence Cole, I believe. He's from Texas. And he was here, and Devin Haney fight was here, and I covered that fight. And he was the referee in that fight. And Vic, let me tell you, that dude, he saw, look, you had to see this dude. Salido hit Lomachenko with so many low blows that it threw him off. So he had to fight the injustice of the referee. Then he had to fight fucking pass ball breaking punches. And then he had to actually try to implement his own attack at the same damn time. So it was very challenging taking his first loss, you know, and Salido fought him and he was doing a good job, but he was throwing those low blows. So whenever Salido would go low, he really wasn't sure if he was going to the actual body or to the balls. He really didn't know. So it was very, very, and we could tell, like, dude, what is this dude's problem? Get this clown out of the ring because he cannot referee. Like, do that now. Because he's punching this guy. And then he's like, oh, I don't see nothing. Oh, no. Was that low? No, that was low. But anything Loma did, he had something to say, if you noticed, right? Because Salido would be that guy that tried to lock him up when Lomachenko starts the flurry with combinations. And Loma's good with angles, so he would try to step out and get his arm free. And this referee was like, no, don't do that. I'm like, what the hell? You know? You should do the same for judges. Start with Adelaide Bird and Mickey Van. Ooh, you know what? I will. That is a bet. I will. Herbalist. Manny is the GOAT. Manny is definitely a Hall of Famer and a legend. LA 12. Spence Porter winning fight. Danny Garcia. Sullivan said winner needs to fight mandatory. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think all fighters should fight their mandatories. No ifs and buts about it. And I think all of them should be like the IBF. The IBF is the one sanctioning body that will do their job. They are sticklers, but that's a good thing. And I hate sticklers, but sticklers are good when it comes to certain things. And those certain things are following the rules. So follow the rules. Fight your mandatories. You know what I mean? I don't know why you ain't do some UFC. I do UFC. You know, I know the Daniel Cormier fight. He got upset. It was a good fight. I just didn't get around to do it. It was a really good fight, you know. And one thing about Cormier, his soft spot is his stomach. Because I've seen when he went to the body and he made that defense, his guard go down. So yeah, because I remember Anderson Silva caught him with a side kick in the last round of that fight and made his ass, you know, roll over. You know what I mean? Definitely got his attention. So I may do one on it later, but I mean, I think it's been covered enough. So at this point, it'd just be me just covering it for the sake of covering it, you know. But I think it's actually been covered, right? So it's not breaking news. It's shit's broken news. I just woke up and it was going to have some cornflakes for breakfast, but this will do. All the best from England. Yorkie Elliott, why not have both? You know what I mean? Hang out, you know, eat your cornflakes and listen to the live podcast. Why are we still talking about Danny Garcia? He won't be champ again, therefore making him a gatekeeper. Wow. I don't know. I mean, I would like to see Danny Garcia. Look, here's the thing. Here's the problem with Danny. Danny was a guy that I feel he was protected for a long time. He came from Golden Boy, like a lot of those fighters did. They left Golden Boy and they came over to the PBC with Al Heyman. And they had a lot of easy fights. And in the fights that they were questionable, they won. So between cherry picking and favoritism, you had Danny Garcia. You had most of his fights. Even though he had good fights, like with Matisse, right? So Matisse was a very good fight because that was a fight that he didn't supposed to win. The Amir Khan fight too, right? Okay, fair enough. Well, Danny then went on to fight like Rod Salka, you know, and then he finally started fighting guys like Keith Thurman, Sean Porter, you know, Lamont Peterson, and I think Lamont Peterson beat him, honestly. You know, and look at Danny's face. But showing and looking at his face, he took a lot of punches, and he's a tough guy. Danny's a tough kid. I think he has a lot more skill than people give him credit for. I just think that no fighter needs the protection. The only fighter that I think that they need a little bit more polishing and if you want to call it protection, is Jaime Munguia. I think Jaime needs, you know, a few more fights before throwing his ass up there at 160 and fighting all those goons up there. But Danny Garcia, I wouldn't call him a gatekeeper just yet. I wouldn't do that just yet. Hey, you want to win. TV Samuel Garcia SG. Hey, you want to win. Dude said in the pocket. AJ-Ruiz, TJ Jones, Crawford should fight Danny Garcia next. I would like to see that. You know, in fact, they offered Team Garcia like $3 million or something like that. I think 5 would have been efficient. If you can give Amir Khan 5, you can give Danny Garcia 5. Plus Garcia has beef with Crawford, so I like to see that. Domino Don, what's up, brother? En Bayuk Tariq Kiye. This is fight, okay? Fake man, all right. Where do you think AJ is now in focus? I don't know where he is. Samuel Garcia, I have no idea where he is. I know he's pissed, you know, and I got another volume of Anthony Joshua Strikes Back, volume 1 coming soon. And actually, I'm going to do that when I wake up, whenever that is, maybe around 10. So that's coming. GGG is coming, Patrick Carey. You know what? I'm glad. I hope the Deverenchenko fight, I hope that's finalized to get that shit. I would love to see that. Double E Herbalist, yes, I do, but I want Ortiz to knock him out. You know, even if it's a scare, even if he gets to the point he has Wilder hurt, I hope he finishes him this time. Let's speak that. Let's speak it, believe it, receive it. You know what I mean? Let's see that happen. I want to see if Garcia still has this dangerous left hand. I want to also. And I think Garcia was knocking a lot of people out at 140. I think 147, he could beat guys like Paulie Malignaggi, because Malignaggi was on his way out. Let's face it. You know what I'm saying? He was he had heart but no punching power. You know? AJ on the Lucozade bottle doing big things. Big things. I don't know what that is. Lucozade. Lucozade. I don't know. Adrien Broner said he wants to fight Golovkin or Canelo. Look, one thing you can say about Adrien Broner, he ain't gonna duck nobody. How many people have you seen Adrien Broner duck? Don't worry, I'll wait. Danny Garcia is avoiding Crawford. You won't see that fight. No, you won't. He doesn't want to see Crawford. Crawford will eat him up. But I think Danny's dangerous because Danny has great counterpunching ability, especially with those looping punches. People, you know, people say what you want. He might be looping punches like Miguel Cotto, but guess what? Both of those guys can bang, right? Billy Joe Saunders versus whoever. You know, I mean, it's endless at this point. Billy Joe versus, you know what? I want to see him fight. Sure, I want to see him fight Canelo, but I think that's later on. I think he has to prove himself. I think he's just signed to the banner. So I think at this point, I think Billy Joe Saunders needs to fight someone like, damn, he's already beat Lemieux. Gabe Rosado, maybe? You know? But I mean, you don't want him like to set him back too much. But I think that would be a good fight, you know? Lots of holes in Paulie's defense too, even after a long career. Counterpunch to that. He had a lot of holes in his defense. He was a tough guy. He can talk fast. He took a beating. I mean, Porter fucking raped him. Porter raped Paulie, you know? And not a lot of people can do that, you know what I mean? But it is what it is, you know? Patrick Carey, you got any Fury impersonations, Kurt? Fury's you know what? Fury is he is a character. You know, one moment, oh, AJ, I'll break his fucking face. He's a big pussy. He's a big bodybuilding pussy. Then the next day, he's like, well, the guy can turn himself around. You try to get in there and fight him. Hey, he's a good guy. I think I wish him all the success. Tyson Fury, I am the lineal champ. I go back from John L. Sullivan. You know, that dude there is, I don't know. And I wonder about Tyson Fury. I don't know if he just hollers a lot or is there something fucked up with his throat. I don't know. I mean, I don't have the best voice like I used to and all, but, you know. Kev, Truth Movement. Adrien needs to fight his demons in therapy session or hypnosis. Adrien, just throw your freaking hands. Yep. He needs some type of hypnosis. That would be good for Adrien Broner because I feel it's something mental that stops him from fighting. And it's not because he's not tough. Think about it. His toughness has nothing to do with Adrien Broner. He's just obnoxious and he's a dickhead. But you can't say he's not tough. You can't say he ducks fights. You can't say he's not gifted. He just does not punch enough. I mean, who has knocked Adrien Broner out? Nobody. Nobody has been able to knock him out. I know when his shit got cracked was by Maidana. Maidana did that, right? And then he gave big brother Floyd a run for his money. You know, and Floyd had no business being in there with him anyway. You know, so it is whatever. Yeah, the great one. I don't even know what that is. I sure don't. We don't have that drink here. Did you hear about James Kirkland? I did. I heard a little something about James Kirkland, Austin's finest, like the Brooklyn's finest. You know, he's a hard banger. His chin. Now, look, Kirkland is chinny. Okay, that's a chinny guy. You know what I mean? My car from 87, yeah, he's a cokehead. You think he's still doing coke? My car from 87, you think Tyson Fury's still doing coke? Do you think the fight will take place in Saudi Arabia with AJ or Ruiz will get his own way? If I were Eddie, I'd say it's either Saudi or England, so take your pick. That'd be good. At least give him an option to give him the perception of what he feels is safer. Because if it's England, it's money. Then in Saudi Arabia, it's protection or danger, right? So which one is it? You know what I mean? It's not consistent for one. So at least give him a pick. That's really a clever way. So I agree with that, definitely. You know what I mean? Simon Breakwell, that is absolutely a great counterpunch, because if you give him an option, you can't say, because then if he says fuck both of those places, okay, then if it does go to court, you can't say that, oh, it's Saudi Arabia or bust, which I think kind of it is because of all the money they're putting up. I think that's honestly what that is, you know. Do you think the fight will take place in Saudi? Okay, is it that? Yorkie Elliott. Has Wilder versus Ortiz being announced yet? No, it has not. Nothing is official. Yorkie Elliott, that shit is on hold because one fight, they're waiting for one fight to get made, which is AJ and Ruiz. They're waiting for that, for him to finally make it official. And honestly, here's the thing. Fury is a lot more important than Ruiz, right? So that's the actual signed contract. I don't think that Luis and Wilder has signed a contract at all. I think that's why they're waiting so long, because if he had done that, he would have been able to at least give a date, give a venue, give something tangible, but he's not. I don't think that's just I think that's just a fight that was thrown out there to avoid the AJ fight. So then he says, hey, I'm fighting him again, so I possibly can't fight Anthony Joshua before Tyson Fury, because Anthony Joshua could fuck up the plans. You know what I'm saying? Look, there's no guarantee that Deontay Wilder will go in there and dust AJ. Regardless of what happened June 1st, that still doesn't mean that. Okay, so what happens? He just threw Luis Ortiz. He threw his name out there, and it sounded good to say at the time. Not saying he couldn't fight him, but it wasn't set in stone. But the Fury fight is. We heard Fury say that on the Joyce Phelps interview. He said he already signed the contract. Deontay Wilder already signed the contract. He didn't say that about the Luis Ortiz fight. So what he's doing is he's stalling. He knows they're putting Luis Ortiz on ice. The poor bastard. You know what I'm saying? Where he could have fought AJ. But they did that because they want someone to be there. He's a pawn that he puts in front of the AJ fight, so they can avoid that fight because they want to focus on Fury. You know what I'm saying? Because they were thinking, well, the Joshua fight's going to be there, and that's where the money's going to come from. Right? But Joshua got beat, so they're like, fuck. So if that's the case, the next best fight we can make would be Ruiz. So, yeah, man, he retired Broner's. I don't know if it's heart. I think something's wrong with his reflexes from his brain, because this motherfucker really thinks he beat Manny Pacquiao. He really thinks he beat Manny Pacquiao. I beat him. I beat that boy. You know I beat that boy. I beat him. Had his hands on his hips and shit. He was mad. He was like a little kid that don't get his way. Like a little kid that asks for candy in the grocery store and his mom says no, and he's putting on a fit. That's how Adrien Broner was. He was like, yeah, motherfucker, come on. Yeah, I need to talk to you. And all that shit. And I was like, man, I beat him. Oh, man. Like 90% of Brits get on the gear. Ali went way to Zaire, Africa, but champions in the days of making it. Yep. These guys act like the only fights they could possibly be made is here in the States. And Deontay Wilder will tell you more than anybody else is that there's a lot of sports over here. So it would be pretty smart to fight somewhere else besides here. So, if you talk to the normal, everyday walking guy that walks around, hey, man, did you see that boxing fight? No, man, who's fighting? They don't know that shit. They might know something about UFC, but not that. Russell Bleak, counterpunch from Berlin, counterpunch to you. TJ Jones, I believe Wilder will beat Ortiz again. Yeah, he's old, he looks shitty. Why not? It's not like we didn't see that coming. You know what I mean? Michael, happening, bro. Best channel on YouTube from Edinburgh, Scotland. Edinburgh. Is it Edinburgh, Scotland? Counterpunch to you, Michael. Thank you. do you think that fight between Mayweather and the little, I don't know. Yeah, November 23rd. Yeah. So, I don't know. Asian fella was staged. Yeah, I felt sorry for the little dude. You know what I mean? Ruiz is going to just get beat around the ring, bound the big three like a centipede. Damn. ABS1 just got here. What's good? Oh man, everything's good. We hear Floyd is talking about fighting Manny Pacquiao. You know, some people are counterpunching that, saying it's a fake. That's where we're at right now. You know, that's what's good. That's the news. That's the buzz around town. Tyson Fury had a tell-all exclusive interview. So, you know, if he loses that donut, he loses a whole lot of money for Fury too. Yep, that's true. Ruiz ain't fighting Joshua. Oh wow. I hope that's not true. Bay Area Boxing. Counterpunch to you. Love the channel. Appreciate it, Sean Jones. TJ Jones. Wilder Fury 2, February 2020. Yeah, that's been confirmed. You know, nothing to do with countries, both level 2. Heyman want Ruiz to fight Wilder. I believe that too. AJ is going to win because his hunger got stronger for those belts and he wants to win for his family and his people. And the meaning of the fight will be stronger, and also because he wants Wilder. You know what? Let me tell you this. Samuel Garcia. He better stop talking about Wilder. He needs to focus on Ruiz. Hell yeah, but the hood loves him, no. I came out here for the hood. I got the hood with me. About billions. Like Keith Thurman said, about bullshit. Oh, Bay Area Boxing. A lot of black Americans think Broner beat Pacquiao that are brainwashed by the Mayweather style. Well, you know what? He didn't do what Mayweather did. He didn't get shit. Pacquiao, you know something? I think it's the epilogue. No, the All Access. Go watch the All Access Broner versus Pacquiao. And it shows you the round by round and what's people's view and their reactions to like certain things that happen in the ring. So it's kind of like a 360, you know, emotional reflection on the people watching the fight. It's nice. Please watch that. And it clearly shows that when Manny started taking off, you can tell how even his trainer was like, what the fuck happened? You know, it was amazing. It was amazing. Yeah, they got to be brainwashed thinking that. Von Guy, AJ needs to really fight back in the Garden. Yeah, I believe so. I mean, that would solve all the problems. And I think that's where the problem sat. I don't even think it was the money. I think that, first of all, when you give someone excuses, right? You start giving someone excuses. And you give them reasons to do certain things. I think that's what it is. Because when people hear, just like Eddie said, Joshua wants it back at the Garden. Let's go back there. Why not? That was not a big thing. And that's what I didn't understand about Eddie, was like, why are you making something like small a big issue when it's really not? You know what I mean? You know, so it is what it is, you know? Von Guy, salute to you. Counterpunch, thank you for coming in. Hope to see you in Saudi Arabia. Patrick Carey, no way Broner actually thought he won. No, he thought he won, Patrick. Fuck, he thought he won. People, listen to me. Broner thought he won that fight. You know? And then I'm going to tell you how he thought. If you look at that epilogue, that All Access epilogue, you'll see his trainer. He was like, what the fuck happened? But he was again saying that, oh, you got this, baby, you got this. You know, he wasn't telling Broner the truth, so he was actually misleading Broner and selling him wolf tickets, making him think that he's doing a lot that he really wasn't. Broner probably won, 3 rounds, maybe. I think he won the 4th when he landed that good uppercut on Pacquiao. But like, he didn't do enough. Pacquiao attacked his body. Pacquiao was aggressive. It was crazy. No, but Patrick, he does think he did. How's the rain in Burger, Mike? I don't know. Kurt, did Broner have potential to eclipse the greats like Manny and Floyd? What is your opinion on Broner's wasted potential? Can he have a comeback? No, at this point he can't. I'm sorry, no. Adrien Broner has slumped into the sunken place. Adrien Broner is the guy now that he's in that sunken place. He's in that place mentally. I don't think he'll come out of. Maybe hypnosis or some shit like that, but someone like Broner, hypnosis, no. He's not ever going to do that because he's too proud to admit that he has a problem. He's too proud to admit that Marcos Maidana did something to me. Okay? That's that. You know, I think that Adrien Broner, he did have the potential, but he got beat. And even when he got beat, he showed heart. He showed that he didn't get knocked out. He stood in there, he stood his ground, and he could have erased that mistake. He could have. But you know who took that away from him? Floyd. Floyd took that away from him. Floyd wouldn't allow him to get a rematch with the guy that beat him. Instead, he took the limelight. That's what Floyd does. He doesn't give a shit about you and your potential or your platform. He does not care if it has anything to do with his own. That's Floyd. So when Floyd seen that, oh, this is my perfect opportunity. I'm tired of people asking me about fucking Manny Pacquiao. Look, I'm gonna fight Maidana. He can't do that to my baby brother. But that wasn't his fight. That was Adrien Broner's. Okay, that's like, let me give no, that's a bad one. Look, that's just like, let's say, what's the young kid with Golden Boy? Ryan Garcia, right? That's like Ryan Garcia moving up in weight and getting beat by Errol Spence. And he got beat by Errol Spence, takes his first professional loss, and then Canelo coming down and fighting him. Instead of Ryan Garcia actually having his chance to, get the revenge, avenge his loss. He can't do that if Canelo comes in, hey, I'll do that because you can't do that to him, and I'll show you how it's bullshit, So I think that a lot of those things were steps to getting Broner where he needed to be, but he never had those opportunities. It was taken from him. Did you hear one leg? Benavidez is having injury problems with his short leg. I haven't heard that, but that's really bad for him because if Benavidez is having problems, that's just more excuses on, discrediting Crawford for beating him, Dirk Gambit, counterpunch from Scotland. If Ruiz beats AJ, do you think Wilder will fight Fury and just go for? No, he's going to have to fight Fury because he already signed the contract to fight Fury. Patrick Harry was trying to get out of all the money he lost in the hood. Yep, he's losing. What is not fighting Manny Pacquiao? He just did it to call with Fight High saying that was an old video. Okay, well, guess what, though? Debunked old video, right? Floyd Mayweather is not fighting Manny Pacquiao. But what was the idea? He can't not say he didn't say it because it's on video that he said it. He had a plan to fight Manny Pacquiao. So if he had a plan to fight Manny Pacquiao in Saudi Arabia, Why is that a problem from AJ fighting Ruiz in Arabia? Right? Why is that all of a sudden a problem when the cash cow, the son of Al Heyman, wanted to do that at one point? Not too long ago. Right? Less than a year ago, right? Ruiz will literally get a train ran on him by the big three. Damn. Ouch. Ouch. Punch quote, formerly Triple H 1200. Floyd Mayweather is taking Spence and Manny's fight. Time for Spence to man up and go to Nebraska. Yeah, he does. I hope he does, though. Because now Spence knows what it's like to be Keith Thurman. You know, and Broner. Because that's what Floyd does. You know. Oh, well, I thought they were waiting to announce it on Ortiz's 100th birthday, which is just around the corner. Damn, Yorkie Elliott, that's fucked up. This man 100 years old now. Hey, looks good for 100 though, right? The Jerk, I want to see Spence versus Crawford. Counterpunch to you, sir. I do too. Or person. Kurt DeVille, what's up? Sending the Counterpunch hoodie to Rhode Island. Absolutely. Absolutely. You want a hoodie? I will send it there. Surplus in 95. He was on call where he stated the video was fake and said that there will never be a rematch. You know something? It's funny that Floyd says there will never be a rematch, but didn't he say that shit right after the first fight? Didn't he say that? Right? After he said, I'll beat him 10 times out of 10. And there'll never be a rematch. But then he was clearly caught saying in that video, the other viral video in Tokyo, that there'll be a rematch. Didn't he say that? He was on a call. Okay. Kurt has to be careful about saying people be ducking. Well, hey, who's ducking who? Tyson is getting annoying. He's fighting some unknown. He is fighting an unknown. Russell Bleak, waiting on a video from you explaining why AJ generates more money than other heavyweights. Hey, I will try to get that out this week. Leaving the country, and hopefully I can still post videos where I'm at. And, you know, it is what it is. Loke Dog, hit the like button. Fight fans. Let's get 100. Hey, let's get 100. Why not? We got 50. Let's increase that. I agree. I approve that message. Ryan Island. It's Edinburgh. Or Edinburgh. Okay. And I've been counterpunched. Absolutely, Ryan. That Ruiz impression. Yeah, I do one little, hearing a little bit. Lucy, Kurt, how come Usyk is fighting Takam? I thought he was mandatory for the winner of AJ-Ruiz. If Usyk loses, Takam will be mandatory. Lucy J, that is assuming that he beats Takam. But that's right. You know, this is boxing. And again, this is heavyweight boxing. What does a lineal mean if it's not defined properly, Kurt? Well, a lineal, if you go back, lineal is supposed to be in Tyson Fury, okay? His perception of it is the man that beat the man. He calls himself the lineal champ because he beat Vladimir Klitschko. And the controversy surrounding that is that he never was beaten in the ring and all his belts were like forfeited because, you know, of drugs and shit like that. He wasn't fit to fight. But honestly, it wasn't Vladimir was the last undisputed. Undisputed, okay. Lineal champ comes from the guy that beats the undisputed. Vladimir Klitschko wasn't the undisputed, okay? Lennox Lewis was the last undisputed. So whoever beat Lennox Lewis would be the undisputed. And who beat Lennox Lewis is Hasim Rahman. Okay, so when Lennox Lewis, when he fought Vitaly Klitschko, okay, Then he retired. The lineal championship then would go back to the guy that beat Lennox Lewis. Last guy that beat Lennox Lewis was Hasim Rahman. But how many times did Hasim Rahman get beat? You see what I'm saying? So that's where, and it changed hands that way. So what Tyson Fury is saying, I'm the lineal champ because I beat Vladimir Klitschko. He couldn't have beat Vladimir. I mean, he couldn't have been the lineal champ by beating Vladimir, even though Vladimir was considered the man. You know what I mean? The man that beat the man. So what he was trying to do was, he was saying that Vladimir Klitschko was that guy before he fought. However, the WBC belt was not attached to that, making him not the undisputed champ. Okay? Now, because here's the problem. Vitaly and Vladimir were the champions in the heavyweight division. That's when it was dark, right? It was dark. It was dark as shit. Because nobody could beat the Klitschkos. A couple guys upset them, but they came back and always prevailed. Okay? Well, those guys are never going to fight each other. They're brothers. They love each other. They're never going to fight each other to see who would take all the belts. So that never happened. So between the both of them, they were undisputed because they both had all the belts. Okay. When Vitaly retired, that's when the belt that he left, which was the WBC, he fought Wilder, fought, what's his name, Stavern for it. That's how Wilder got it. Wilder did not fight while any Klitschko was around. Shelley wouldn't even let him go near Vladimir, let alone Vitaly. Okay, so that's how that worked. Fury beat Vladimir Klitschko, and he had the rest of the belts at that time, right? So he was the guy that got all the belts except the WBC, right? And I just explained who had the WBC. So, in Fury's way of saying that, he's the lineal champ due to the fact that, hey, I beat Vladimir and Vladimir was the man. So he was the man to beat the man. That's really what he meant. But really, you know, that's been counterpunched. You know what I'm saying? Amanda Nunes, UFC or Clarissa Shields. Who's the baddest woman on the planet? You know what? Let's look at it like this. Amanda Nunes in UFC, Clarissa Shields in boxing. You know, that's two different sports. We're not going to go there with that shit because Clarissa wants the fame that Nunes is getting. I think she's envying her a little bit because she doesn't have a dancing partner as a boxer. You know, there, I said it. You know? Exists good. Respect, Kurt. My G. Counterpunch to you. John B99. Join 8K. Keep counterpunching strong. Absolutely. Ruiz continuing to moan over terms makes him look weaker. If he backed himself, he'd fight AJ anywhere. AJ will beat Ruiz by round 10. Round 10. Now that's logical because it takes a while, especially if, you know, he hurts Ruiz like he did the first fight. He knows not to rush in and just fucking attack. But the good news for AJ is he knows that he can put this man down on his ass like no one else was able to do. So it's a good fight. And I would give it a 50-50 fight due to the fact that both guys will come in leaner, stronger, and with more to prove. So yeah, it looks good. Peach, chips, and gravy. Hey. Michael Pare. Thank you, Counterpunch from Africa, Ghana. Respect to you. Thank you. Counterpunch from you from is it Africa, Ghana? I was about to say Accra, Ghana. That's where Ike Cortez from, I believe. Yeah. Got a lot of champions that came out of that particular country. Samuel Garcia, SG. Yeah, true, because if the fight is not in Mexico or MSG, Ruiz will make an excuse. Look, we just got to get the fight. I just want to see the fight. You know what I mean? Let's see that shit. Let's see what Ruiz does, you know? And it is getting kind of stupid at this point because I'm like, why are we belly aching over that, you know? Ruiz better take the AJ money because Heyman will feed him to Wilder and raise Wilder's profile. Well, yeah, I mean, that's, you know, and then look, I just dropped a video about it minutes ago about Ruiz and saying that it's a dream to fight Deontay Wilder. So that shit's already in the making, man. It's already in the making. So, you know, we can read that with our eyes closed and blindfolded. Check out this breaking news. What breaking news? Broner was the bigger man versus Sean Porter. I doubt that. It's pronounced Ruiz or Ruiz, like Fury says. Ruiz! I wish more light was shined on Joe Calzaki's post-retirement. I feel here in the States, he isn't as appreciated as he could have been. Yeah, you know, Calzaki, you know, he's like that guy that, yeah, he just didn't get where he should have been. He was a good fighter. You know, and you know what, though? It really debunks what Floyd was trying to claim. Like, I bet you if I was a white fighter, I would be a lot more famous and more popular. You know, I don't know, because Joe Calzaki was a white fighter. I mean, he wasn't from here. He's from Wales, so, you know. Good job, Kurt. BB from Abuja, Nigeria. Counterpunch to you. The Garden is where it really should be. It's the only place where AJ can truly eliminate the bad night he had and cleanse his consciousness. I agree. Yorkie Elliott, great counterpunch. I agree 100%. You know, Merlin Magic, it's not true. If Mayweather's video was from earlier this year, it's kind of weird time for it to surface now. Hey, that's Antonio Matthews, great counterpunch. Why is this shit coming out right now? Of all times, why is this video now posting? Right? It could be strategy. It could show like, hey, this here is the reason why we should go to Saudi Arabia, because if Floyd can go there, that means we can go there, right? Also, if Ruiz beats AJ, Ruiz will have to face mandatories first, and Usyk is the first in line from what I understand. It's either Usyk, and I think then next would be Pulev. But if that's the case, boxing remains. It continues. You know what I'm saying? So if he fights Usyk, he has to fight Usyk, and then if not, they'd have to go to a purse bid. And then and then Eddie could bid on that, and then guess what? Ruiz could fight right back on the zone. So a PBC fighter will, indirectly become a DAZN fighter by default, you know? Like, I fought so many DAZN cards. I fought the two Joshua cards. I fought Usyk. He was kind of tricky. Fuck. I couldn't find him. I think it was 3 of them in there. He's a southpaw. I don't like southpaws. He looks like this guy. Like, he looks like a fucking Terminator. So his eyes kind of freak me out. Hilarious, man. So, yeah, but I mean, then after that, then Pulev, look, he has a lot on his plate, you know? Saudi don't like Mexicans. I don't think of anything else. Yeah, I know, right? They have a big rivalry, Mexicans and Saudi Arabians. Shit. And Gregory Russo, nobody wants to see fight. You know what? I bet you that shit was made. People would watch it. People say that now. People say that. If that fight gets made, people will watch it. That's bullshit. People will watch that fight, bro. It ain't like a fight we're just raving over, but yeah, people will want to watch that fight. Definitely. Was Bond Yance. I hate words altogether. That shit creeps me out. Love the videos. Keep them coming. Thank you for your support. AJ is more prepared for Ruiz now than ever. Yep, let's hope so. Let's hope he is. From Sheffield, UK, Lee Turton. Counterpunch to you. Another $200 million in the bag for Floyd if the rematch happens, and $100 million for Manny. That sounds about right. Fuck it. Let's do it. Why not? Merlin Magic, there will be, but not in Saudi for sure. Send a counterpunch hoodie to Louisiana. TJ Jones, inbox me, Facebook, and Counterpunch Boxing News. Give me your size and all that good stuff, and we can take it from there. The color and all that stuff. All of them are made to order. So, you know, you can have different slogans on the back of them. It's cool shit. You know, and actually I'm wearing mine now with my last name on the back. It's cool. See, last name, DeVille. DeVille on the back. You guys can see, DeVille. Nice, yeah. So you can have it however you want it. I hope Thurman tank isn't empty. Love to see him back in the mix. Yeah, you know what? I like Thurman now. Thurman took an ass whooping, but he showed his character. He showed that he still had character. He showed that he is still marketable, you know, and it's due to prestige like he has. He's always been able to sell himself, but he's always been charismatic and has enough sense to know what's important, you know, like, you know, hear ye senator, oh yeah, ye great senator, you know. And you know, and he was, you know, and he was just real about it. He just, you know, showed humbleness. And I would like to see Keith Thurman back in the ring, you know. And I think I would give Keith more credit than like Errol Spence, because Errol Spence is not where Keith is. Errol Spence is wanting to be where Keith's at. He's gonna get there pretty soon, I think. But I just want to see Errol tested. That's all. That's why I want to see this fight between him and Sean Porter. Very badly. No, he's not a lineal champion. That, you know, but that's what he calls himself, the lineal champ, because he beat Klitschko. Thurman should fight Ugas or Crawford. Ugas would be a good fight for him. I would like to see that. Very good. Ugas is a guy that he's a sleeping giant over there. They're fucking sleeping on that guy. Keep sleeping on Ugas, and he'll beat your ass like he did Sean Porter's. I bet you Sean Porter don't want no more of them. I bet you that. Oh, the video of Pacquiao Thurman fight, classic live feed. Yeah, it was classic. It was a good night of boxing. I think Manny showed what he had left. I think that Thurman came on in the later rounds when Manny Pacquiao slowed down, but it was a great night of boxing. Even though I was in there with a lot of drunken retards, but it was still fun. You know? Because, you know, some of that was cool. But it was cool. It was a cool live feed, all uncut, raw, in your face, you know, adrenaline, you know, the butterflies in your stomach. Yeah, it was all that. It was great. I liked it. What is the best body type for a boxer? Is more body fat, more adventurous compared to, well, it's basically what's more comfortable for you as a fighter. If you go and you lift weights and you make your muscles tight, that's not for you. You know, that's not where it's at. You need a loose, leaner body. It's not about how you look. Ask Ruiz that. It's not about how you look at all. It's how comfortable you are and how flexible you are with what you can do. If you can't be flexible without lifting weights, that's not for you. You know? You can always, you know, do calisthenics and, you know, work the body back. Like, look at Tony Bellew, right? He's not cut like Michael B. Jordan, you know, but he is lean and he's flexible enough, you know? Fluidity is the key. Which are the current boxers do you see that are already showing signs of, oh, man. Roy has some signs. He's not as bad. He still tries to, you know what I mean? And I feel bad. I hate that shit. I know Pernell Whitaker had it before he passed. God bless the dead. Vander Holyfield, he definitely showing signs. Lennox Lewis is not. That's a blessing. Lennox Lewis is not. Floyd Mayweather's not. Paulo Malignaggi's not. So who else is? I think Gotti, before Gotti passed, he was showing signs. Let's see. Who else? Cockney 68, great channel. From Oz. Okay. Rizik, do you like another kind of sport, tennis, example? Which sports do you like? I like UFC. I like UFC. Tennis is all right. You know, I like seeing Selena. She's hot. I watch football, soccer. You know, soccer's, you know, a lot of people around the world call it football, so football. You know, yeah, man, it's Ruiz is a trip. Lift your head, okay? Maybe you're right because we are starved for good boxing. We are. We are starved for good boxing. Ruiz's eyes are disarming straight up. They are, man. He's like one of those dudes that you would never think he could beat your ass. You would never think that. So yeah, I mean, like, and if he fights Deontay Wilder, I said it in my video, you know, the one I posted, that motherfucker better be careful, because he's a disarming fool. He will disarm you with his eyes. He's just, hey Deontay, how you doing? He's that fat kid on the corner in LA. You know what I mean? You be eating Snickers and shit. Who is Daniel Jacobs fighting? I don't know. That's a good question. I would like to see Daniel Jacobs go to 168, though. I think because after they tried to fuck him with that rehydration and all that, I think he should go to 168. Definitely. Asaf Mahmood. You're the best from Birmingham, UK. Thank you, Asaf. Appreciate the support, brother. The Boxing Voice 89. Big up Counterpunch Boxing. Mayweather just wanting attention. He's not going to fight anyone. He's staying retired. Yeah, you know, Floyd is, one thing we know about Floyd, Floyd is safe, but he loves attention and he loves money. And I think he has enough money. I think that Floyd is, you know, for all we know, Floyd could have just put that shit out there himself. You know what I'm saying? We don't know. He just wanted to disrupt shit because he wants to feel important. You're right. Great counterpunch. We got 104 people viewing and only 60 likes. Smash the likes button. Hey guys, smash the like button. You know, hit the like button for Counterpunch Boxing News. Someone is telling Porky's. What the hell is that? Kurt, who do you want to win in the AJ rematch? You know what? I think AJ should win simply because it would balance everything out. We've seen what kind of champion Ruiz is thus far. He's got his props. I don't think it was a fluke, though. I don't. But I do think a lot of shit was against AJ that either he doesn't admit or he doesn't acknowledge. And then now lately he has acknowledged it. And then now people are looking at it as excuses because he lost. Because let me tell you something, people. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Excuses are for losers. Reasons are for winners. You know, that's my philosophy on it. AJ wins the first 4 rounds in the rematch. Mark my words, trust. Well, he should. Best body type, power, technical skill, boxing has nothing to do with how you look. It doesn't. Joseph, counterpunch to you. Absolutely. Amir Khan has brain damage? I don't know. Well, you know what? If he does, I wouldn't be surprised. But you know something? Brain damage really don't come from you getting knocked out, though. Unless you get concussed a couple times, and then that's a different. Amir Khan. You know, ride or die, peace and all the love. Shout out from Turkey. Shout out to you, ride or die. Thank you for your support. John B99, love the Ruiz impersonation. Ruiz sounds like he does impersonation when he speaks. Wilder's Roll It Back tour won't fight Fury until summer 2020. Why is Ortiz so quiet? I don't know why Ortiz is so quiet. I don't know. I don't know what the hell he's doing. What European country boxers do Americans fear most? Ukraine. Mohammed, the Ukraine. They are feared. Yep. Because if you look at the span of the last 20 years, the Klitschko's, then you got Lomachenko, then you got Grosnick, right? The one that that put Stevenson in that coma. Then you got Usyk. You know, I would say the Ukraine, definitely. Boxing Voice 89. You know something? If Joshua knocks out Ruiz in the third round, that would be so symbolic because that's where everything happened, was in the third round, and he ends it in the third round. So it would be 10 rounds between two fights. You know, one for Ruiz, one for Joshua. And then the question would be after that, would Ruiz get a rematch? And like, you know, and the sad thing about it, they probably wouldn't give Ruiz a rematch because of how difficult it is for getting things made now. You know, because the whole appeal of Ruiz was how easy and humble and hungry he was and understanding he was and blessed that he got this opportunity, right? So I think now that he's won and flipped the script, if he loses, he could lose the ability to fight him again because Eddie could be like, fuck off, mate. We're not going to fuck with you again. You're just wanting to fight us because you lost. Now you're trying to get another fucking payday and you're not going to get one. You see what I'm saying? And then, but that's all based and fueled by how Ruiz was reacting on what he's doing to this day. You know what I'm saying? I'm not fighting there. I'm not fighting here. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing this. I call the shots. You move when I move. You move when I say you move and all that shit. So they remember that as time goes on, people. Eddie Hearn's going to remember that. You know? Aspects revenge. Good question. The topic is Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao. To get back on topic, this video's come out. The video's out. Floyd saying that he wants to have a rematch with Manny Pacquiao. Now, we've heard, there's been sayings that it was fake, that this never happened, but at some point it did happen. So the question is, and this is what we're talking about, why is this coming out now? Why did this surface now, right? So if it did happen, if it didn't happen recently, it did happen in the last 8 or 9 months, right? So it was going to happen where though? Saudi Arabia. So if Floyd can go there, if Floyd can go there with Manny Pacquiao, why can't AJ go there with Ruiz? You know, that's the topic aspect, revenge. What about Andy Murray, tennis player? I have no idea. I don't know who that is. David Moran, who will win Yarde Kovalev? Is it even happening? Not even a presser. You know what, David? I don't know. I don't know. I think Kovalev will get him, though. I think he won't take him lightly. But if he does, he's going to get knocked the fuck out. Because the guy can punch. Floyd let Pac-Man duck testing. Hell no, he won't. Cockney 68, you know better than that. Floyd will have fucking Manny Pacquiao looking like he'll have him looking like Pinhead from Hellraiser. If you guys ever seen Hellraiser back in the day, have him looking like Pinhead and shit. He's gonna test him, definitely. You know, have his ass looking like a heroin addict. You keep sticking me with a needle. I'm trying to train, and Floyd comes in with his people and sticking me again. I don't like needles. I'm feeling weak. It's in my shoulder. Oh. I don't see why they keep saying that glass chin shit. But it's all about an agenda, right? If people want to push certain things, let them be. Let them do what they're going to do. Floyd and Manny will rematch for sure. That might be the case. If Floyd gets broke enough or hungry enough, or he feels that the spotlight is fleeting him, he will, you know? Because, you know, Manny wants it. He wants it to fight. He wants to fight the guy that beat him, you know? But he claims he won, right? So if you claim you won, why the fuck you want to fight Floyd so bad? Again, you know? TJ Jones, I miss watching boxing on HBO. Most of the contenders should be fighting on their network. That deserves a clap, because I agree, counterpunch to you. Simply because, man, look, let me tell you something. I miss Jim Lampley, Harold Letterman. You know, I miss those guys, man. They, you know, and Jim Lampley, that dude, you can say what you want about him. That dude will get to crying and shit. You know, he's emotional about the sport. You can tell he loves the sport of boxing. You know, the fight game. I don't even know if that still comes on. You know what I mean? But if it is, I'll look at HBO Go and check it out. But, you know, he was about his business when it came to boxing. It might have been a little biased, you know, like they were with Triple G and stuff like that. But he loved boxing, and he covered it a long time. You know, and then when it went off the air, you know what I mean? You knew you were going to see tears and shit flying. You know, because I think when Gotti, they interviewed him with the Gotti Wad fight, the trilogy, and he was just all teared up and shit. You could tell he loves the sport of boxing. And I do miss HBO. I mean, I grew up watching this shit. It was some classic fights on there. You know, HBO was the shit for a very long time. You know, then Showtime slowly just, you know, kind of, you know, crept up, and then, you know, then all these streaming sites, then, you know, it was goodbye. So TJ Jones, I do agree. I do miss HBO. Fed up Mayweather, just retire. Fed up of Mayweather, yeah. Yeah, he just wants money. It's money grab. It's like he got all that millions to fight that little Japanese guy, Natsukawa. Tenshin Natsukawa. Sad. Had him all crying and shit. You know, he's like a bully. And Floyd's little, but then smaller guy. He's like a big little dude. You know? Oh, man, Canelo beats. Here we go about Canelo and Triple G. Yeah, me, Metal Box J. Morning, mate. What's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. I see Billy Joe Styles giving Triple G problems. Muck PvP, I see Billy Joe style giving a lot of people problems. I think a prime P-Rog would have beaten that. Hey, that's a very Pit-Rog. I would love to see that fight. That would have been a good fight. You know, and Triple G, I think his legacy, he got shitted on. I think he was with Universal. I think it was the promotional company. They were shit. They didn't get him good fights. He wanted to fight Felix Stern. That's the guy that De La Hoya robbed that time when he went to 160 before getting knocked out by Bernard Hopkins. Pit-Rog, he's supposed to fought Dimitri Pit-Rog at one point, and he got fucked up with the back injury or some shit. It was another fight that he could have fought over there, right, in that area, you know, Eastern Europe, and that just didn't happen for him. So it sucked. You know? Dominic Brazil has always been an overrated bum. Damn. Look, anybody can get knocked out. You can't just call the guy a bum because he got knocked out. I know you don't hear about Dominic Brazil a lot no more, but I can tell you this. He was a good competitor. You know what I mean? He just got knocked the fuck out by one of the hardest punchers in the heavyweight division. If not the hardest. If Wilder hit any fucking body like that, that's over. You know, so we just can't call the man a bum, you know? Big Baby Miller, now he is training for Ruiz. We'll have a different fight. That would be a good fight. Two big motherfuckers going at it like that. I'd like to see that fight too. You know, Miller and Ruiz, that'd be a good fight. Two big husky motherfuckers. One blobbery, one kind of husky, you know? Be a good fight. Yeah, Metal Box J. Yeah, but how old is it? But even if it is old, you know it's old, right? Okay, if it's old at this point, ask yourself this question. Floyd was still going there to negotiate a fight with him and Manny Pacquiao. Right? That's a big fight in Saudi Arabia. So it still crushes. Since the idea that this place is so dangerous that why would you ever want to go there? Well, you got Floyd wanting to go there, regardless of when he wanted to go there or talked about going there. He still was in talks of going to Saudi Arabia to have a fight there. You see what I'm saying? So, hey, it is what it is. The boxing voice, exactly, kind of. If AJ wins, the WBA will have a mandatory for him and the IBF. So if a Ruiz rematch wouldn't happen for another year and a half, I don't know. Manny and Floyd will fight again. Okay. Floyd just changed the narrative for the blue blood. Yep, he did. Monday, you are correct. See, they can't say that now. I wonder what they're going to use now. Because, you know, when Floyd went, you know, yeah, fucking Pinhead. You know what I mean? They're going to have him looking like Pinhead or a fucking heroin addict. Oh. Yeah, he would have lost the IBF anyway to a rehydration. I'm up PvP. What do you think about Eddie Hearn's press conference promoting the fight without the fighters? Peas, chips, and gravy from Manchester. I don't know, that was kind of shitty, you know? Because he's just there and, you know, these guys are just talking as though they're supposed to be there, but not there. Some shit you think they're going to come out, but they didn't. It was just those two dudes, you know. You know what I mean? What movies do you have coming out, pal? Black and Blue. Look for that. It's kind of like the next training day. It comes out next month, actually. It's going to be really good. Frank Grillo and Naomi Harris, Tyrese Gibson, you know, they're going to be in there, you know. So it's very good. It's very good, you know, a lot of action if you like that kind of stuff. You make me laugh so much with the impersonations. Floyd will still beat Pacquiao. Man, he is just too good. He may. I would like to see it. Let's see what Floyd can still do. Fuck it. Dude, you got 50-0. No one can take that from you. You got 50 fights, 50 wins, no losses, no draws, a perfect record, right? Okay, put that shit to the side along with your ego, grab your balls, bring your ass back into the sport of boxing, show people how good you really are. I would love to see that from Floyd. If Manny is still doing that to this day, that's my counterpunch on that with Floyd, you know? So, 10 pounds was from the IBF. UK fans are the best. Merlin Magic, I miss them too. Jim, Harold, and Emmanuel, they were legends. Yeah, man, especially when they had Emmanuel on there. Then they had Roy Jones. Then they had George Foreman. You know, man, I do miss it, you know. And even with like the DAZN fights, they've bought all these catalogs from a lot of these fights from HBO. And now it's kind of, it's not the same. I have fucking VHS tapes that I'm gonna buy me a VHS player just to watch them, you know, just to listen to the commentary, you know, because the zone is not the same. You know what I'm saying? It's not the same. It's really not. There are bigger fights to be made in boxing than Mayweather-Pacquiao. It's just the market is not there in the U.S. We want Crawford-Spence. Yeah, I would love to see that fight. Crawford wants it, but does Errol Spence really want it? He has this game plan set aside from his advisor, Al Heyman. Dude, that's his slave master. His slave master tells him what to do and who to fight. Bottom line. He ain't got no say-so and shit, so we can forget about it. He's a money-grabbing cherry picker. Billy Joe Saunders, great boxer. He would beat Triple G. His footwork too fast and slick. Canelo would be good fight, but I think Billy Joe would still win that fight. I think so too. I think Billy Joe would beat Canelo. Lara beat Canelo technically. You know what I'm saying? And he couldn't do anything with Lara besides just wail to the body with punches. You know what I'm saying? I think Billy Joe is a bigger guy, and I think he would take more risk than Lara would have. but will fight just as effectively, because you can box Canelo from the outside, right? But if you let him get in and he'll throw those little sneaky counters, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, but a boxer will always give him problems. I would love to see Andy Ruiz versus Dillian White. If he dies, he dies. Damn, look, I would love to see that fight too. You know? Because see, what's happening, this is what's happening in the sport of boxing, especially in the heavyweight division. We have so many people just with tunnel vision, focus on Joshua, Fury, and Wilder. Well, Joshua, Wilder, and Fury in that order. And I said that for a reason, because all people really do is talk about Anthony Joshua. Even the people that hate Joshua, they criticize him, they ridicule him. They still make fucking 3 or 4 fucking videos daily. I'm like, dude, you're talking about Joshua again and you hate this guy. You hate this guy, but you still have to report this guy. You always have this guy in your mouth. You always have this to say about this guy. Why? Because he's the most talked about, because he's the talk of the division. Bottom line. Everyone else is second. You might then have Wilder, then Fury, then White. Really, you know what I'm saying? Maybe White's up there, probably depends on what's going on with him. You know, this drug scandal shit, he was pretty talked about, but in that order. You know, then Ruiz and all this shit, you know? And then a lot of times they make a Ruiz video just to show, well, you knocked Anthony Joshua down 5 times to stop the fight, right? You know, this is Blue Blood Sports TV. He knocked him down, knocking him down 4 times. Every fucking video is, he knocked down Anthony Joshua 4 times. For those who didn't know, he knocked him down 4 times. I'm like, dude, you wear that statement like a badge of honor. You know, but hey, they still report AJ though, right? You know, Brazil got KO'd by 2 big punchers in the division. Yeah, he did. He got fucking knocked out. But I mean, hey, you know, not to call a man a bum, he only has 2 losses, and that's the top dudes, Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder. So absolutely, you know, Philip Carl Roberts, good counterpunch. Will it be a 60-40 split for who? I doubt that. No, they're going to offer Manny a certain amount, because remember, Manny's with PBC now, so he doesn't have that, you know, that pull like he did at Top Rank. He doesn't have, you know, Bob Arum saying, we want to fight the best fight in this 50-50 all the way down the line, son of a bitch. You know, Floyd can't make all the money. It's a money grab. That motherfucker's too legit to quit. I swear to God. Bob Arum, God bless him. You know? Claimed that he was ambushed by media and promotions for Tenson fight, that he was not going to fight. Oh, whatever. That's bullshit. He wanted people to look at him again. Hey, it's me, Floyd Mayweather. Look at me, please. I'm going to fight someone. I'm coming back to fight all the best. Wait a couple hours. You know, he get his Google searches and shit up. The next thing you know, nah, just kidding, fake news. Fuck out of here. Will PBC let Tank fight Farmer? I don't know. I think it'd have to go to a mandatory or something like that. Is taking Kovalev on the decline. If Yardy becomes champion, he still got to face serious opponents. He does. There's no more running. No more of that shit. Merlin Magic, true counterpunch. Yes, sir. You're counterpunching around this piece. How's the Zone app over there? Wish we had it in England. Metal Box J, it's cool. I like it. You can look at it from anywhere. You're home, you know what I mean? Unless you're in a fucked up area. Now that's the bad thing. If you're in a bad coverage area and you have no Wi-Fi, you're fucked. That's the problem. You know, when I visit my dad, he lives up north and the reception is terrible up there. You can't watch you can't stream anything up there. But I mean, the same thing for ESPN Plus, you know, but it is good. It has a lot of Has a lot of features on there. It has just more than boxing. Has a lot of features on there. Is TC and Kell Brook going to fight? I mean, he should fight someone. Why not, you know? Because everyone's saying hey, you should fight Kell Brook. You should have fought Amir Khan. Okay, you beat Amir Khan. You know? Well, now what? What else you got? David Moran, best boxing channel. Peace. Thank you for the donation, brother, for the super chat. Thank you for the support. I try and I will not stop. I'm too legit to quit, like MC Hammer says. Showing my age. Who cares? Whatever. All right. Would love to see Dillian White get a shot at the WBC. Guys been fighting everyone lately. Such a shame for him. Yeah, man. You know. Taylor beats Prograde. Oh, now we're talking. I want to see that fight. And I hear it's back on and it's great. I'm actually going to do a video on it in the morning later on today. You know. I want to see White versus Wilder. He bet on himself. That takes some courage not to cash out. I guess he should have took that fucking money. Ain't nothing better than a guarantee. Then we get to see the biggest fight that we could have made at the time, which was Joshua Wilder. I want to see Thurman versus Crawford. Hey, I bet you Thurman don't want to see Thurman versus Crawford. I bet you he don't want that, you know? I bet he dreams of AJ. Floyd hyping the rematch again. What is your opinion on Sean Given's interview about the drug testing on Thurman versus fight? You got to look. That's Al Heyman. He should have. Look, he does what he wants to do, and I just thought that was really shitty. You know what I mean? Because now we can assume anything. Big shout out to my dad. He loves your channel. Watches every day. Peace, chips, and gravy. Lee Woodall. You tell your father I said thank you and thank you for the support, and he's been counterpunched. Bob Arum. Yeah, Bob Arum's a freaking beast, man. M.O. Geary, you're doing a good job. Thank you, brother. I try. Floyd's going to go to Saudi Arabia to beat up a Muslim fighter. He could do that shit. It don't even be Floyd Mayweather. I mean, it don't even be Manny Pacquiao. It'd be, Muhammad Pacquiao. It's Muhammad Pacquiao. See, it's not Manny. We're not going there. He's not a big enough draw no more. Like I said, I want to fight the best. I'm a world fighter. A belt don't make me. Floyd. Floyd's past now is not for greatness. His past is for money grabs. Hell yeah. We knew that. Floyd should fight Manny on one condition. If Manny admits he lost fair and square and was never hurt. I guess. Would you think he'll do that? After my shoulder? No, I couldn't throw. Can't throw. I don't think he would. Lucy J. I want to see Wilder fight Chisora more than I want to see the Fury-Wilder rematch. A Wilder fight Chisora? Wow, that's a good fight. But I mean, look, and we're not really waiting for that rematch no more. I think that shit has lost its steam, honestly. You know what I mean? I honestly do. Massive respect from North England, been supporting this channel from day one. That's what I'm talking about. Appreciate your metal box, Jay. Counterpunch on the roof. Kovalev beat Ward in their first fight. I believe he won that fight. I believe Kovalev beat Ward on the first fight. The knockdown was the difference between the fight. If you got a fight, well, one guy wins half, 6 rounds, right? The other guy wins the other 6 rounds, right? So we got 2 different parts, 1 through 6, 7 through 12. Right? Kovalev, Ward, right? But what was the difference? The knockdown. And that's no disrespect to Andre Ward. Andre Ward showed that he can come back after taking a knockdown like that. But I think it was favored. And I think I can understand Kovalev getting pissed off, being pissed off, but, I think that he went overboard with it. I think he lost focus. I think that him lashing out at this person, that person, and shit, American trainers, and was it David John Jackson or something like that? You don't, and he wants to kick his ass to this day now. Is Keith Thurman done? No, he's not done. But we got to see what he's about now. Floyd looks like Super Mario in that video. Damn. Mayweather edition, Floyd, Super Mario. I don't think Thurman is done. No, I don't either. Keith made a great fight. Yeah, he did make a great fight. Ortiz versus Teofimo. Ah, okay. Very good fight. Very good fight. How long do you think it will be before we start using Tony Yoka's name, the Olympic super heavyweight champion, in the conversation as a contender? It won't take long. He keeps knocking people out. Rumors about Parker versus Chisora on the Ruiz Joshua undercard. What is your thoughts on Parker versus Chisora? War. A huge war, a great undercard lineup. It's a great appetizer for that fight to come. I would love to see that. Canelo ducking everyone, shaking my head. Billy Joe Saunders with his own. Now let's hope Eddie puts the pressure to make that fight. He can, and he will. But here's the thing. We don't know what Canelo and Oscar's gonna do yet. We don't know what they're gonna do. So they gotta kind of wait that out. Manny telling Keith, you my dog, you're my dog. Paso hermano, Kurt, counterpunch a ti. Muchas gracias por todo. Sultan, Mir. Hi, y'all. Kurt, hit the like button. Absolutely. Hit that like button. Let's get 100 likes. Why not? Ward Face told it after the fight. Hell yeah, he was up on them ropes. And it was just kind of like when he heard his name, he was like, oh, hey. I never seen such a big surprised ass grin. Yeah, but look, one thing about Ward, he just like Mayweather with the, the Castillo fight. Everybody gave Floyd shit about that fight. And that was a big stink, right? He came back and he did what Floyd didn't do. Floyd should have went back and dusted Castillo, right? But Ward gave it to him. He made him quit, I think it was stopped a little early, but still at the same time, he wasn't fighting. He wasn't responding. So the call wasn't too bad, Great Loma Campbell card. Huey Fury versus Perfecting. Great co-main. Who you got, Kurt? I think Loma should take it, but Campbell's no slouch. That's why I got to see it. He's got those long arms and shit. So, I can't subscribe. Notifications would be endless. You could talk a glass eye to sleep. Damn. Okay. This is the only channel that agrees with me on Ward versus Kovalev 1, so thank you. Well, I thought he won. Because everyone really forgets the first fight because of what happened in the second fight. And I like Andre Ward as a person, is what he does outside the ring, though, like Andre Ward is the kind of guy, I honestly feel that he should have had more endorsements. I honestly feel that he should have been that guy that people sort of, went after for endorsements because of how his image is. You know what I'm saying? But, I think he did retire a little too early, but I think he was beat by Kovalev. But the funny thing about Kovalev's loss, it reveals how much of a dickhead he was. It's fucking bullshit. I don't like American trainers. They are bullshit. I don't like this shit. Bullshit. And then You know, and like everything was about, you know, like, dude, if you thought you won, what does the trainers have to do with it? So it raised a lot of questions about Kovalev himself. So, hey, you know. Wyatt Spence not involved in VADA program? Luther R. That's a good question. Very good question. Counterpunch. Why isn't he? Boxer shit us. UK European fight fans watch out for. Devin Haney. Watch out for Devin Haney. Teofimo Lopez, he's, you know, he got tested. He's still a good fighter. Shakur Stevenson is a good fighter. Those guys are like they're the future. Ryan Garcia, he's okay. You know, I see someone upsetting him. He's fast and quick, you know. But he's the next Oscar. Shit, he even looks like Oscar. You know, Oscar's gonna look at him. You know, he's the next Canelo, right? You know, everyone's looking for that next best star, so. Hey, I got you on the like button. If you really think about it, 70-something fights for Manny. He is the most drug-tested fighter in this generation, has never failed a drug test, unlike Floyd, who got caught with illegal IVs. But IVs is really not, you know, I mean, hey, you're innocent until you're proven guilty, man. You know? Floyd is retired. Floyd is retired. Let the man enjoy his retirement and have a good day, Pacquiao fan. You know, hey, you know, I mean, Floyd, let Floyd be. But things, you know, when Floyd says he's ready to get out or ready to come back, hey, you know, they're going to jump back on him like a cheap suit. Mark McGowan. Hunt. Why you're on if you don't like what you're hearing, sign off. I don't know. Montgomery. I don't even know what Montgomery said. Manny was juicing his whole career. How it's naturally possible to move up multiple weight classes and carry your power. Manny also scarred of needles with his nice tattoos. That is true. He says he hates needles, but shit, that's why you get... I hate needles, and I have no tattoos. So I'm a living witness. I hate needles. I don't fuck with tattoos. End of story. You might see me in a film with one, but that's fake. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. But yeah, but Floyd is a guy that loves the spotlight. But I do think Floyd is matured, though. I mean, he's always going to be Floyd. He's always going to be flashy. He's always going to be something that you could talk about. You know, he was the talk of the town. He's retired. He's 42 years old. They really should leave him alone. Let's leave Floyd alone. You know, because all these people like Skip Bayless, guys like that, they wanted him beat so bad. It was just crazy. I hope Manny has been hanging about just to get the Mayweather rematch, and he retires if he gets it. Like the cut of your job, you know your stuff. Thank you, Mark. Yeah, I think Manny, I think they tricked Manny. They had Manny thinking, you know, Floyd fighting Amir in Saudi Arabia. That would be fucking good, you know, because Floyd, I mean, Amir always wanted to fight Floyd. School is about to start on the 20th for me. Oh, cool. What are you majoring in? Huey Fury versus Povetkin. Who you got? Gotta go with Povetkin, man. Because, you know, I don't see him losing twice and staying relevant, you know? There was drug testing in Manny's fight and Wilder was involved, but the man loves to say there wasn't. Floyd not going to fight Khan. He ducked him for years for a reason. And that's true. I don't think he wanted any Amir Khan. Khan was a problem. With those combinations, I think he would have been a problem for him. But hey, that just shows you how good Terrence Crawford is. You know what I'm saying? So, Pac never said he hated needles. It was from a quote from Aram on Boxing, saying that, I don't know, maybe he's scared of needles. I've been counterpunched. That's a good one. Paying attention to detail, I see Antonio Matthews. There is money in Saudi. That's the thing. Honestly, Amir Khan is not in the same league as guys like Floyd and Pacquiao. Yeah, but Amir Khan was shooting too high, and then what it was, he was ducking other fighters. You know, where he should have been fighting them. Where should Povetkin go if he beats Huey? You know, I think that he should fight Ortiz. That would be great. Luis Ortiz would be a great fight for Povetkin. I'm gonna tell you why. Because he was supposed to fight Deontay Wilder, if you guys can remember that. And all that drug shit came about. So if he fights Ortiz, he would be the second guy to beat Ortiz. That's if Ortiz doesn't lose, right? So I think it would be Ortiz would be the next target. Povetkin should fight Ortiz. Yeah, absolutely. That would be a great fight. They're both the same age, so we can't make excuses and none of that shit. Amir Khan was not in the weight class, and the class isn't. I would rather see Pac face winner of Spence Porter, and if Keith versus Crawford fight a winner. Well, I doubt that'll happen though, Luther. That shit ain't gonna happen. If Wilder versus Ortiz 2 happens, do you think it would be Ortiz's last fight? It could be. It could be. Absolutely. And you know, if he's old, 40 years old, I hope that fight does well. I would do my best to support it, and I hope it does really well. I know you are an Ortiz fan. I know you hate to see him boxing purgatory like this. Yeah, I hate that too, man. Because I mean, they fucked over him with that. His promotional company fucked over him. You know what I mean? It was shitty. You know, I think Ortiz can beat Adam Kalnaki. That would be a good fight because Kalnaki's going to come forward like a fucking mummy. He's going to come forward like Frankenstein throwing punches. And if Ortiz can throw good punches, he's going to take a lot of those punches though. But Ortiz knows how to counter. He's no fool. He's no slouch. So if he gets beat, look, if Ortiz loses, I don't think it'll be his last fight. I think what'll happen, Ortiz then will be that glorified gatekeeper to all those other guys. And then that's Heyman shit though. Heyman held him for a purpose. So his purpose then would become the glorified gatekeeper. All right? Black Magic Genetics, what's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Floyd said it's an old video. Yeah, we debunked that. So if it's an old video, he said it at one point, and he wanted and thought about fighting in Saudi Arabia. So that's the point now. So what would be Anthony Joshua's game plan to fight Ruiz? Stay on the outside and box him. Let Ruiz come in and get countered. Hopefully can implement an uppercut. But we know how Ruiz comes in with hooks, so it'll still be dangerous. So it'll still be a dangerous fight. But fight from the outside. I told that white boy what you said. I told him he has 24 hours to 48 hours to delete his channel. Oh, hell no. Are you talking about counterpunch boxing? Man, that shit doesn't bother me. What bothers me about that is that people think that I copied his name. My channel was out damn near 2 years before. My channel was out like April of 15. His channel, he didn't even create his channel until like September of 2016. You know what I mean? So, I gave him to delete his channel. He shouldn't delete it. He could, if he feels that way about it, he should just change his name. But I mean, I don't give a shit about any of that, you know? I just know that mine is original. Not saying he mimicked mine or copied mine. I don't know what his reasoning for making that. I don't care. You know, it's not that serious to me. Nah, we need him to delete his whole channel. Damn, the power of YouTube. Oh man. Nah, it's not that. Damn right, I told him you ain't playing. No, man, I could care less about counterpunch boxing and the wording and all that shit. You know, the numbers speak for themselves. He does what he does over there, and I do what I do over here. Ortiz ain't 40, he's 78. He went to school with my granddad. Damn, Tony Burley. That's cold. That's right, soccer. That's what I meant. You know, but everywhere else calls it football except America, right? So, you know, I love Brazil. So, you know. Pack fans and fight fans toying could read Floyd all over YouTube. Yeah. Heyman should let the PBC fellas fight whoever they wanted to fight. TJ Jones, he ain't gonna do that though. He's a businessman first and everything else second. It's about business with Al Heyman. Broner versus Crawford will give Crawford a name in the welterweight division. Well, it'll be a good fight. And you know what? Broner won't duck Crawford like those clowns, and he'll show you. Yeah, Adrien Broner, you can say what you want about Adrien Broner, but he ain't gonna duck a fight. You know, he'll fight Keith Thurman, he'll fight Crawford, he'll fight those guys, you know? Heyman should let, well, oh. Broner versus Crawford will give him, yep. Even though Floyd says he's his own boss, would he be allowed by the Vegas powers to fight outside of Nevada? Here's the thing, Lucy J. We don't even know if he'd want to, because we don't know what's going. All facts, nobody talks facts. Glad you're in the minority. If Ortiz can beat Wilder, it will certainly open up the division. It will. Then Wilder can be humbled, and then Tyson Fury is then fucked. You know what I mean? Because it's like, he trolling you by copying your name. No, I mean, he's not hurting mine any. I mean, I don't think, I could care less about counterpunch boxing, you know, and what he does and what he uses. Now, only he knows if he copied off this particular channel with the name. But it's not that serious to me, you know? Yo, this is actually happening? I don't think so, you know? Mr. Complex or Mrs. Complex, I don't think so, you know? Don't give in, bro. We want this shit deleted. Take your shit off. Let's see. What about the fact that he uses extra padded gloves compared to the standard, and he enforces his opponents to use them? I call that in. Well, yeah, well, he has badass hands. That's what happens, you know? Yeah, that's right. Or look, Ortiz, oh, you know, the boxing voice 89. Ortiz old, but he can still box. He can still box. Are you on Instagram, Counterpunch? Absolutely, DeVille Kurt. And on Facebook, Counterpunch Boxing News. They got some nice content over there. Kurt, do you know who Otto Allen is? I know now. He's going to be a guy that fights Tyson Fury. So we know who he is now, but before, no, never. Never heard of him. There's one counterpunch, and that's you. Thank you, Tony Burley. Tune. Let the fight set in Manila to see if Floyd ain't scared. That's crazy. You know that shit ain't gonna happen. In Manila? He ain't Floyd. He ain't Manny. He's not Muhammad Ali. Pacquiao too competitive. Interested in to hear thoughts on Fury though. Should be rated as high as he's considered only to having 2 top level fights in Wilder and Klitschko, winning 1 and drawing. Hey, that's 1 more than Deontay Wilder had. Unless you want to count Luis Ortiz as being a top level fight, which, you know, a lot of people do. So there's a reason Floyd always fought at the MGM. Judges in his side, maybe. I don't know. It's a lot of favoritism. Kurt, what's up? Whenever AJ fights, there will be always VADA testing, right? I mean, it should be. Especially if Manny Robles has brought it to the attention, right? So it should be, definitely. Should boxers that fail drug tests be banned for life? No, they shouldn't. Because like Tyson Fury said today, that shit, drugs does not win fights. Drugs do not win fights. And I know people trying to link it to the deaths, God bless the dead, for both of those fighters, but those fighters were not beaten by fighters that had drugs in their system. Okay? So drugs, again, does not win fights. So no, they shouldn't be. Shit. And if you're gonna do that, you gotta look back, okay? Now we gotta go back to all the other motherfuckers we gave a slap on the wrist. You know, we're just gonna throw one guy under the bus? That ain't right. Who do you think Billy Joe Saunders will fight? Will it be Canelo, Callum Smith, or Triple G? I want it to be Triple G. That's if Triple G would want to fight like that. Well, I know, guys, I don't fight Billy Joe. He talked too much. Motherfucker. Make it happen. Crawford versus Broner in the Superdome in NOLA. Ooh. If it's in NOLA, I'm definitely there. In 2020. Superdome, baby. Let's do it. Absolutely. The Three Amigos. Triple G may not want to fight Saunders. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, I wasn't betting on the fight happening in the first place. Floyd too smart. As for Crawford, for some reason, I always thought Crawford was too small for Spence. But that's just me. No, because guess what? Was Mikey Garcia too small for Spence? Spence fought him. Shit, Spence fought him. Otto looked like my Uber driver. He looked like an Uber driver. Shit, he might be doing that part-time. Who knows? He's the TBA, but Floyd says he's the TBE, but he ain't better than Ali. Ali was a true fighter, didn't complain about gloves or use pain-numbing injections. Ali was a legit champion. Counterpunch to you, Mohammed. ABS Boxing on Instagram. Nice, okay. Moonface Pacquiao, big roid head. Snake Plissken. Moonface Pacquiao, big roid head. Damn Snake Plissken, Metal Gear. I'm a huge Metal Gear fan, man. I love video games, so that's my shit, Snake Plissken. Kurt, complain to YouTube about this imposter in your channel. Might get verified. Get yourself the blue tick or whatever it is. He's been around for like 3 years. I don't even think he's really. Let me take a look at this shit. Now you guys are gonna make me go ahead and look up Mr. Counterpunch Boxing. All right, let's see. Oh, well. Damn, it would help if I was at YouTube. Well, actually, I did a video on it, counterpunching it, so, you know. Merlin Magic, it is DeVille Kurt. And so I have a lot of stuff on there. DeVille Kurt. Because this fight is in Mexico and AJ-Ruiz will make an excuse. Yeah, he might. He's made a couple excuses already. Big up Counterpunch Boxing for mentioning my comments. Glad I'm on this channel. I agree. Drugs don't give you a better boxing. No, they don't. They don't give you that. It doesn't fucking mean you're going to win a fight. Ask Fernando Vargas about this, people. Fernando Vargas is a guy that fought. You know, everyone knows. I mean, if you don't know, Fernando Vargas from Oxnard, California. He fought Trinidad, De La Hoya, Ricardo Mayorga, Winky Wright. He beat Winky Wright and got beat by everyone else. Well, he beat Icorte. I'm sorry. I mean, I shouldn't have said that. Because, I mean, he is a ferocious fighter. El Fidos, right? He was juiced out of his fucking mind fighting Oscar De La Hoya. That motherfucker was ripped up. Did he win the fight, though? No. So it doesn't matter. It does not matter. You know? How come Floyd beat Pac if he just ran throughout the fight? Let's just accept the fact that Floyd has the side of the judges, and the judges, he outpointed Manny Pacquiao. Manny couldn't stick to him. He stuck a move on the outside like Lara fought Canelo and countered. That's pretty much all he did. And when he came in, he wrapped him up. Buck PvP, I used to spar with Vargas from one day to another. He was hitting harder. Oh, wow. Oh, wait. So you say he was hitting harder when he was juiced up? Caleb Plant makes people want to take antidepressant watching his fights. Damn. Yeah, Caleb's all right, man. He's a good fighter. You know, juice makes you more fit, but it doesn't give you skills. It doesn't. Fury is helping postmen, taxi drivers, bodyguards. Their 15 minutes of fame. Leave them alone. Hey, well, he's doing that. Definitely. He's doing that. Kirk, can anybody give Crawford problems right now? Crawford. Somebody like Danny Garcia, probably, because of the style Garcia has, but no, I think I don't see anyone giving him problems right now, me personally. Oh, that's cool. So Amok PvP, do you live in Oxnard now? Heavyweight division is waiting for a unified champ. I think AJ wins, then a Ruiz, Klitschko style boxing on the outside, holding when too close and comfort. Look, like I said before, with AJ, and I'm gonna do a video on this. He needs Klitschko, bottom line. You know? Gotcha. You're in there, ABS boxing. Nah, bro, AJ Sparks out the fat fake champ. Damn. Video spawner, Floyd is a businessman who just happens to box. Yeah, I think he gave up boxing for like the love or the competition or the legacy a long time ago, so you're right. I think Floyd did that. Let's get these likes up to 100. Let's get them. Let's get them. Let's go. We got 120 and we got 94 likes. Let's make it happen. Bay Area Boxing. What's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Danny Garcia or Mikey Garcia? Who you like? Danny's, I think, it's a good fight. Very good fight. You know? Very good fight. But I think Danny will probably beat Mikey. But it'd be a good rivalry, though. The rivals are endless. Why not? Says hell no. Oh, man. Is that Ruiz and Joshua rematch happening? We don't know yet. Third World City, no offense. Third World City? Damn. Oxnard that bad? No. He may have already reached out to Vlad to get turned down. Banks publicly said he would help, though. Well, that would be him and Triple G, both guys from the zone, right? Michael Garcia, Hearns, next big U.S. signing for sure. That I would like to see that. Daniel Dubois is the future of the heavyweight division. He could be. He very well could be. That's Steve Smith. Dubois versus F.A. Ajaba. Fight for the future. Absolutely. AJ rematch will happen. AJ won't let it slide. Hell no, he ain't gonna let it slide. He's eating, sleeping, breathing Ruiz right now. You think he's gonna let it slide? Hell no. Great counterpunch. TV Samuel Garcia SG. Champions fight in the TJE, UK, New Zealand, Wales, and Spain. Get your ass to the UK, pal. Best fights ever. I am on my way. Ralph Lorenz, Asian supports Pacquiao, the greatest of all time. We have your back, Manny. Hell yeah. They got that love. You seen him in Macau. They loved him. They treated him like God there when he came back and blew out Rios. Ben Ferguson, good morning from the UK. It was made, if it got made, who would win? Kalnaki or Wilder? Wilder. You know? But if Kalnaki can get on the inside and put some punches to Wilder, he could upset him. You know, because, hey, if we learned anything from Ruiz, don't overlook anyone. So, but my first guess would be Wilder, though. Snake Plissken. He's actually something to watch. Actually, that's one of my ringtone, like when my notifications and shit, when he picks up something from Metal Gear. I love those games. No dice on Mexico. Hell no. AJ should be co-camp with Triple G under Banks in the future. A lot can be learned. Yeah, that is true. Saunders versus Jacobs. A good fight. Absolutely. That would be a great fight, Michael. Great counterpunch. Love to see that fight. AJ beats Ruiz in a rematch. He underestimated and overlooked Ruiz in the first fight. I think so. You know, but I think now they will both come in knowing who they're fighting. So it changes the dynamic altogether. That's true. I think Floyd picked guys he knew he could beat. You know, what happened with Thurman retiring if he lost? Too many Ooh, that's a good question. That is a very good question. But I think it's always on how he lost. He didn't lose by just getting beat. You know, it was a split decision. So, you know, Kaneki is just another Brazil, though. Wilder would murder that man. A fight not even worth making. Damn. Hey, no, he's a PBC guy. They're on the same team, right? I want to see Wilder be trained by Floyd or Bomac. What do you think? That would be, if they could work with him. You know, at this point, I don't know if they could really, I don't know. If Wilder had skills, he would be very, very dangerous. Floyd, The calculated risk taker, Mayweather. Yeah, that's it. He calculates his choices. He knows not to fuck with these guys. Khan can give it, but he can't take it. He has a glass jaw. Guys, speed alone isn't everything. No, it's not. Which side are you on, Kurt? Pack or Floyd? Man, I remember the whole buildup was so exhausting. I would give it to Pac now, but I want to see what Floyd has left. You know? Because Floyd knows how to beat Manny. You know, you can't fight Manny any type of way. You have to fight him a certain way. If you don't, he's going to beat you up. That's it. Ruiz knocks out Wilder too. Damn, Bay Area boxing. Would love to see that. We don't want Brook versus Khan anymore. Hearn will get stick if he gives us that fight. Yeah. Correct, Kurt. Wilder has no boxing skills. He just got that power, though. Wilder learns on his own, like his right hand. You can't teach him to knock people out. He doesn't on his own, self-taught. I believe that. I believe they let him do what the fuck he wants to do in the gym, in training. And now I think he's actually taking it seriously. I agree, Kalnaki took many shots in his last fight, so Wilder would murder him. He would. He would just, just like Dominic Brazil takes a lot of shots in his fights, and look what happened to him. He didn't have to take too many, did he? I wanted to see 140 Crawford versus Danny. Yeah. But that didn't happen, did it? Do you think Floyd? I disagree. I think Wilder does have skill. He always lands that punch. Do you think Floyd legit won the fight against Manny? I thought Manny won majority of the round. I think he beat him in a very shitty fight, in a very shitty fashion. But he did win. I believe he won. He won the way he felt he fought. Like his dad said, he fought scared. So he fought off points. I think Usyk is going to make all these heavyweights look like fools. That footwork in southpaw style is lethal. I would love to see it. I would love to see him do the same thing he did at cruiserweight and shut all this shit down, counterpunch. Would love to see that. And then I would like to see someone finally with some skill beat Wilder, because Wilder says you don't need skill if you got power. So I want to see someone prove him wrong for that reason. For that reason, primarily, I wanted Wilder to get beat. That was the first problem I ever had with Wilder. I know he could knock your head off, but then when he started talking that shit, that made me disrespect him. That made me not respect him, basically. Why is Ness allowed in all these boxing camps if he's a snitch? I don't know who Ness is. Why do black Americans hate our Eddie? He makes millions, don't understand in the UK. It's just certain people that's pushing narratives, and then the more you teach a community to hate a particular person, they'll do that. You know what I'm saying? But we got 2 more minutes on the chat, guys. So let's see. Wilder's not a boxer. No, he's a puncher. Marquez won because of a lucky punch. Don't forget that. Ralph, that was not a lucky punch. That was a calculated punch. He knew when to throw that punch. He caught Manny with that punch, but he perfected it. It took his ass 4 fights. From boxing scene. Okay. Nez from boxing scene. That wasn't a lucky punch. He's a counterpuncher. Absolutely. It was not a lucky punch. Juan Manuel Marquez landed that punch many times over and over. Have a great day. Make respect from the UK counterpunch. Absolutely. Metal Box J. Merlin Magic. Heavy D. Black Magic Genetics. You guys, it's been fun. Antonio Matthews. You guys. Manny Ortega. Mohammed. Thank you guys for tuning in. Of course,